my sister turned to were programs. And what was interesting is what she told the program was that my mother wasn't there for her. You know, but my mother was. You know, if anything, that's who was going to be there for her. And this replicated itself when my sister had 3 kids, one when she was 17, and her oldest, that, you know, saw my sister getting beat up all the time, also then started acting out. And what was interesting is that he did the same thing. He ended up going to programs. And so all the programs thought his mother was terrible, and obviously his grandmother must be terrible, and his uncle must be terrible. And so what ended up happening is, you know, as the years went on, the decades went on, going through all this, that being the uncle who wanted to take care of him, because my mother, after she lost my sister, is like, you're going to college, and, you know, you're going to take care of the family. All the responsibility was shifted to me. That I was resentful sometimes that the social workers and programs were much more lenient with my nephew than I felt should happen, that they enabled him. And, you know, now that he is not together, I feel they really did enable him. And, you know, if anything, I wish they hadn't been there. You know, because he would have had to come to me. Because I was there for him. But he didn't have to. And we have a problem because family and community is breaking down in this country. And if you want a fundamental shift, that's where it has to happen. It isn't around the programs as much. You can't cause harm, but we have to rebuild a sense of responsibility within family and peers if you really want something. We can play at the edges, but ultimately we have to really go back to how do we put all this back together. That first story I told you about the urban tribes trying to keep their community together and trying to pass that on, it's there. And we have to go back and try to respect those relationships. And it can't be programmed, and I'm supposed to say something tonight, and what you're going to hear is that the key, you know, to have an impact on poverty isn't planned and it's not institutional. You know, so we're going to have to deal with that reality. And as a parent, I think all of us know that we have to make a priority of getting parents and their friends involved in all this. Sorry, sounds like
no,
a lecture.
Thank you.
Well, it's a powerful statement, and one of the things that we find in working with older young people is that they're either already parents or they're about to be parents. And so rebuilding the family is part of what these programs do, because they prepare the young people to take responsibility for their families, which they very much want to do, and the young men want to be better fathers, and it's part of what motivates them to come in, is because I want to be a better father than my absent father. So I think, you know, we can work through programs to rebuild families.